Event listeners. Event listeners. WebDriver Event Listener is provided in WebDriver to track events. Those take place in WebDriver during script execution. It helps to see how all actions are triggered. Either this is click event on a button, URL, or navigating back and forward in browser, or some exception occur, or to take screenshot once some exceptions occur during execution. Event listeners. Implementing WebDriver Event Listener requires the following. The first requirement is to create class to override events, just by implementing WebDriver Event Listener interface, or by extending abstract WebDriver Event Listener abstract class, where WebDriver Event Listener is an interface which have near about 15 methods that we can override to see after and before tracking of each events that we trigger through our scripts. The second requirement is to initialize WebDriver instance in our actually test class or test script, like WebDriver driver equals to new Firefox driver. The third requirement is to create one object of event firing WebDriver just by calling one of its constructor, which takes instance of WebDriver as parameter, like event firing WebDriver, eDriver equals to new event firing WebDriver. The last requirement is to register Event Listener with event firing WebDriver. So, let's call the class where we have just implemented WebDriver Event Listener or have extended abstract WebDriver Event Listener. Suppose the name of that class is override class. So creating one object of this class, like override class equals to new override class. Now let's register the object of this Event Listener class with event firing WebDriver as eDriver.register.